Tuesday, Cuba received its first shipment of aspirin as part of its cooperation with China. The shipment, intended to meet the demand for medicines, is the result of joint work between Cuban laboratories and the Chinese company Hubei C&C. This collaboration is expected to meet the demand for aspirin required by the island's Ministry of Public Health for 2026. Likewise, the action reinforces the efforts of the Bio-Cuba Pharma Business Group and its companies to ensure the supply of vital medicines for the people. And at the World Economic Forum in Davos, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent admits that sanctions on Iran are causing protests in the country.
President Trump ordered Treasury and our OFAC division, Office of Foreign Asset Control, to put maximum pressure on Iran, and it's worked. Because in December, their economy collapsed. We saw a major bank go under. The central bank has started to print money. There is a dollar shortage. They are not able to get imports, and this is why the people took to the street. So this is economic statecraft. No shots fired, and things are moving in a very positive way here.
The 14th National Party Congress is in progress on its third day in Vietnam. teleSUR collaborator Tung Phan has more details.
The third working day of the 14th National Party Congress reaffirmed a consistent vision. National development must begin with people, be grounded in public trust, and sustained by cultural and moral foundation. From strengthening political system in ethnic areas, adapting to climate change, protecting the environment, nurturing younger generations, upholding discipline and integrity within the party, to improving people's well-being at grassroots level. This discussion reflects a shared commitment and determination to turn the party's vision and will into tangible, lasting impact. Together, these voices underscore Vietnam's resolve to enter a new phase of development with confidence, cohesion, and the firm trust of its people. VTV Tung Phan reporting for CGTN.
In 2025, Venezuela marked a historical move.
Desde sus bases, demostrando que la fuerza transformadora reside en un pueblo organizado y decidido. A través de 6 consultas populares nacionales que fueron las voces de millones.
That were the voices of millions who decided the destiny of the resources. They set these strategical priorities to improve daily life. The result was an historical investment leading to 35,037 projects financed in each part of the country, and action and focus in the recovery of public services and the social well-being, and the pushing of activities that dynamite the communal economy. The consolidation of 5,336 communes and communal circuits confirmed that when the people are organized, these solutions are turned into a reality. In perfect synchrony, governances and mayor offices were important in executing and accompanying works in all the territory. Today, in 2026, the march is unstoppable. With an unbreakable will, we continue moving forward by the hand of these 7 transformations and maintaining the absolute support to the organized people, the institutions, and the local governments. We strengthen day by day a full democracy that is direct and of participation. Together, we continue building a Venezuela that grows with its own effort.
Let's review some of the information provided by Acting President Delcy Rodriguez in her recent message to the nation. Rodriguez revealed that in 2025, the energy sector registered a 12.9% increase in oil production. She also noted that Venezuela reported 0% fuel imports in the same year. In her annual 2026 message, Acting President Delcy Rodriguez assured that 77.8% of the national budget will be allocated to social investment. In her report, she highlighted that more than $277 million had been allocated to over 35,000 community projects approved in the 6 popular consultations of 2024 and 2025. Amidst the economic recovery experienced by Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez reported that formal employment reached a growth of 58.1%. We go to Mexico, where the government extradited 37 prisoners to the United States as part of its cooperation agreement on security with Washington. During her morning press conference, President Claudia Sheinbaum affirmed that the extradition was a sovereign decision and was part of the agreements on security between both nations after evaluating a request by the U.S. Department of Justice. Sheinbaum reiterated that her government takes sovereign decisions which are part of public policies based on the protection of the national sovereignty. The Mexican leader also informed that the agreements include the training of Mexican soldiers in the United States on issues of security.
Bueno, fue decisión del Consejo Nacional de Seguridad.
Well, it was the decision of the National Security Council. They have their reasons to send people to the United States for training. We have made the decision, or rather, I have made the decision, let's put it that way, that when the training takes place, it's very important. The trainings are approved by the National Security Council. It is not just an institution that makes individual decisions. It's better to use a Mexican plane to take our trainees than having a U.S. plane come to pick them up.
Also, the 46th edition of Spain's most important international tourism fair, FITUR, began in Madrid, marked by the mourning for the fatal victims of Sunday's train accident in Córdoba. The event opened its doors Wednesday to governments, institutions, tourism-related companies and global organizations to present, sign agreements and set guidelines in the tourism sector. More than 250,000 visitors are expected to attend, including more than 150,000 professionals of the tourism industry. This year, the fair will have 9% more international exhibitors than last year. In other informations, Lebanese authorities denounced new attacks by the Israeli regime against homes in the south of the country. Authorities reported that 2 people were killed and others were injured after continuous bombing by Israeli forces against several areas in the region, causing damage to the infrastructure. Authorities warned that Israel issued a statement threatening to attack more buildings within Lebanese territory. Also, Chinese Deputy Prime Minister He Lifeng, during his speech at the 2026 annual meeting of the World Economic Forum, stated that there are no winners in tariff or trade wars. For the Deputy Prime Minister, tariff and trade wars harm the global economy and undermine shared growth. He added that economic globalization driven by the International Division of Labor, Cooperation and Complementarity continues to be a historical trend that has generated tangible benefits for many countries, including China, and also insisted that all countries should defend free trade and work together to promote a more inclusive and beneficial economic globalization for all. The event, under the slogan "A Spirit of Dialogue," brings together approximately 3,000 leaders and experts from around the world to discuss 5 urgent global challenges, including strengthening cooperation, driving new sources of growth, and implementing large-scale innovation in a responsible manner. In this context, Chinese Deputy Prime Minister He Lifeng emphasized the importance of supporting free trade and jointly promoting economic globalization.
Debemos apoyar firmemente el libre comercio.
We must strongly support free trade and jointly promote economic globalization that is universally beneficial and inclusive. Economic globalization driven by international specialization, collaboration, complementary strengths, and the pursuit of win-win outcomes is a predominant trend in history
Para todos ganar. Es una tendencia predominante en la historia. Ha beneficiado
that has benefited many countries, including China, and has enabled them to achieve rapid development. On the contrary, tariff and trade wars have no winners. Beyond increasing production and trade costs, they fragment the global economy and disrupt the global allocation of resources.
And we go to Brazil. An alert has been issued for exceptional risk in the state of Espírito Santo and other states in the region due to heavy rains. Authorities report a 10-year-old victim from the collapse of a house, and so far civil defense has warned of the risk of flooding and landslides in Rio Bananal and Linhares. They are also preparing for the possibility of disruptions caused by water accumulation, so they urge the population to find safe places and contact the competent authorities. Tuesday, Cuba received its first shipment of aspirin as part of its cooperation with China. The shipment, intended to meet the demand for medicines, is the result of joint work